All right, so welcome to the second session. I'll start first with questions. So if you have questions from the last session, we can quickly tackle that for the next 15 to 20 minutes. So please send in your questions for as many as have questions. We can take those questions now. So I'll go into the question section to see. Okay, hope we'll be able to get the recording. Yes, you will get the recording. We're going to, in the next few days, edit it and put it on Facebook, on YouTube, on our channel. Again, like us and follow us on all our channels. Those are just a few things we request of you to do for us. Okay, how can I use AI in French language teaching? So we will delve into that a little bit today. But like I said, let me share my screen and I'll show you one of the sessions we had the last time. You can go and look it up. You will learn so much on how to use AI to teach French. So our channel is called Tech Enabled Teacher. I've created a playlist with everything that we did the last time. So you can check out that playlist. But what I want you to look into, the topic or the particular session I want you to look into, if you check the playlist, is this is the view playlist. So it's the one with Sohan Chowdhury. So day 2, afternoon session 3. If you watch this one, you will see in practicality how you can use AI to teach French, especially using the Flint AI. We might not be able to delve into it today, but you can check this video out. It will guide you. You will see how, in practical terms, you can use AI to teach French, and all the examples that you need, you will find there. So that's what I wanted to.
Institutional learning. Welcome to the Tech Enabled Teachers Club.
I wanted to point that out to you. Now, there are some specific AI app, but let me start with this one. I just wanted to throw this in for us to see. If you've not known about AI generation of music, you can try it out. Suno is a good one. There are other ones. So, for example, you teach kindergarten. So let's start from lower level, especially students in preschool, pre-K, primary 1, nursery school. A lot of the teachers at that level use songs and a lot of things to activities, fun activities to get them to learn. So you can create music out of anything. Actually, you just need to tell it. I remembered when we were planning the conference. Let me see if I can play that. I created a song on this particular platform for the conference. Let's see if we can listen to it. You can choose whether you want it to be rap or you want it to be whatever genre you want it to be. Let me see if I can pull it up. Conference. Let's see. Song. This is hard. Okay. Conference song. Okay, this is it. Just let's listen. If you can hear it, that would be fine. Can you hear it?
July, game changes unite. AI and educating, sparking up the light. Teachers and techies blended. Minds take flight, classroom transforming. Data insight, rewire the circuits. Knowledge amplifies. Lesson plans tailored, no student left to hide. The digital teaching, wisdom out the blue. AI tutors learning, adjusting to the crew. From sharp to code, schools are new. Want to make them mundane, focus through. Art and skills is the digital age. Empowering educators, turn a new page. Empowering in the gadget, bridging the gap, 16th to 17th. The future's in the map. AI and teaching, turn up the left. Knowledge once delayed, now it's rapid tap. Chatbots answering the midnight woe to virtual reality where lessons grow. Bridge from classroom walls to screens aglow. Tech lanes ahead, helping minds to flow. It's the past run on a digital line. AI markers whispering. Your learning's mind. Data streams and dreams. Algorithms on screen. Classrooms reborn. A techie scheme. Push the envelope further on the digital beam. Empower each teacher realizing the theme. Administration and AI taking the stress. Assessments freezing, no longer a guess. If computers here pass the AI test, teachers breathing easy, knowing what they do best.
Hello, can you hear me? Can everyone? Sorry, hello. Can anyone hear me now? I don't know. I think there's something wrong with my screen. All right, can you see my screen? EDK, if you can hear me, can you speak up, please? EDK. EDK, can you hear me? Say my screen is blank. Okay. Can you see my screen now?
Yes, we can see your screen.
It's okay. So everything just kind of like very slow now. I don't know. So you can see my screen.
Yes,
All right,
we can see your screen, sir.
okay, let me pull up my other screen. So sorry, everything just went. Sec. School. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Now, please understand that there are a lot of AI apps. These are just a few. If you go to, let me put this down. If you go to our website, and let me just take you there, ttc.com.ng, we've tried to also curate apps for you to see. If you go to EdTech app on our website, you'll be able to see a list of apps. And if you click on any one of them, it will give you a summary. And then, so just to guide on, if you're looking for an app to use and you want to know what each of those app does, you can quickly just go through. And even with this, it's not very exhaustive. We will still from time to time update. I think the last time we updated this was before the conference, but we haven't done so in a long time. So you can come here and just check to see if there are apps that you would like. So for example, QReport, for those of us looking for slides to generate, apps to generate slides, you can use QReport. So it's AI driven. Now you can also use Canva to generate AI driven slides on Canva without even using templates. So you can always try this out. If you haven't, if your school don't have Canva, Canva has the free package for schools. You can just sign up as a school. Maybe you can tell your IT guy to sign up as a school. So long as you're a kid, you're a secondary and primary school, they will ask you for all your details. And it's also good if you have an online emailing platform like Google or Microsoft Office 365. As a school, you can also approach, sign up, and if you provide all the information you need, they can grant you free licenses to use for both staff and student. So Canva provides that. I think I've gotten it for like three schools that contacted me that I worked with, and you have it for all your students and all your staff. You can keep designing stuff. So a lot of those platforms are opened up to schools for free licensing. Flint AI also, you can, let me bring this up, Flint K-12. You can contact them and register for your school and they will give you a free trial. You can request, you can request free trial for your school. And this is one of the leading AI platform for especially tailored towards helping teachers and students. So it builds AI tutors. And this was the one that we demo in the last session, the session I showed to somebody on YouTube just now. So Canva for somebody has a question. Canva for education is not for teachers. Let me just pull this up as a matter of showing you. So again, if you as a school you can reach out to me directly and I can help you with the setup. So this is for one of the schools. I also have another school, ICS Abuja. So you will be able to see, and this can also tie into your student management system. If you have a student management system, you'll be able to tie it into your student management system, and you'll be able to see all your classes. So it groups students by their classes and assigns them to teachers. You can see all our classes are here. So this way, a teacher can design something, share it with the student, and they can work on it. So you get, and this is free for school. You just need to follow some procedures, and I can help with that once if you reach out to me. So yeah, Canvas is, and the license they give you as a school is the full premium license. It's not the free one. It's a full premium. You have access to all of it, all all of the premium license. You do have access to that. I can show you. Where's the license page? So you tie it to your domain, and all your students will sign in with their school email address. Again, this is just a side note, but you can. Canva is good also as an app for you to use to do whatever you want to do. All right, so I'll do a quick one based on the last question that we had. I'll do a quick one on where's. Okay. I'll do a quick one on defeat on drive on. Somebody before we closed the first session, somebody was talking about Brisk. So let me just quickly review Brisk, and then we can move on to some other things. So I said Brisk works best with your Google account because it's a Google Chrome plugin, and you can always have it on your plugin. You can enable it to be active on every site, so you can read every site that you open. And once you do that, you just click on this, it appears, you click, and then you can create whatever you create. It puts it in a shared, in your OneDrive, your Google Drive, and it names and format the article, whatever you're doing, very properly. So I said you can create quiz, you can create resources, you can actually create anything. Say something else. You can tell it what you want, even if it is not listed. You can say something else. We also mentioned you can pull in attachments. If you click on that, you can bring in any resource, so long as it is 15 page or less. It would help you summarize. It will help you build lesson plan based on it. So, and a good example I mentioned earlier on is if you have your curriculum, or you have your own lesson plan, or you have a textbook that you use, it is not that bad. You can take a screenshot of the pages that you want to use for that lesson unit, upload it, add your lesson plan, and tell it to build other resources based on what you have supplied to it. That way, you are leveraging it to extend and expand what you already have. It's not just generating things from a pool of resources that is very large, but now you have narrowed it down and you're leveraging on AI based on your own personalized content for your class, for your school, for your state, or for whatever curriculum is approved by the school where you work. And I also mentioned that, you see, it recognizes whatever you are doing. If you are on a YouTube channel, it also, you can Brisk YouTube channel, and it tells you, if you click on that, it will tell you need to select a channel. So let's say anyone you want to pick on, you can just pick on any. So I'll pick on this one.
So what is ClickUp?
Then you, especially a channel that has transcript, you click on that, it sees that you are on a YouTube channel, it shows you are on a YouTube channel, and then you can create whatever you want based on that YouTube. It will assess the YouTube, analyze it, and pull the content out of it, and then work with what you want. You can do inquiry, worksheet, presentation. You can create a PowerPoint presentation directly from the content of the YouTube. And once it does that, you can also tweak it and get it to the point where you want. Again, I cannot overemphasize the fact that you cannot surrender your brain, your passion, your knowledge, your experience as a teacher to AI. You have to be the one driving it. AI is a tool. It doesn't know your student. You know your student. You've worked with them. You are the one. And AI can never replace a teacher, because learning or education is a social enterprise. It's not just dishing out information. It's social. That's why we have PE. That's why we have class activity and social interaction. So you have to take the lead. You allow it to do what it does best. It has access to data. It can process data much faster than you. It had access to a plethora of information that your brain cannot comprehend. So allow it do what it knows to do while you do what you don't know how to do best. The pedagogy, the delivery is in your hands. And that's why I really want to emphasize that as an educator, because we've seen how some people, I mentioned it in the conference where, and I think one of the professors also mentioned it, where a student will submit work where even the AI asks him, you need to change this and put the name of your school, or they submitted it like that. You can see that this is a lazy student. And so you don't want to be a lazy facilitator or a lazy educator. You should do the work, investigate what he submits to you before you begin to pass it on to students. So we need to model the right use of these tools. So you can do that with the excuse me. You can do that with YouTube. You can also do with the website. Let's just look for research. Let's look at. Okay, so this is an article on artificial intelligence by UNESCO. So whatever website you're working from, you can also brisk that website, and it would this. Okay, so it's loaded. It's still loading. All right, so when I click on bricks, it tells you are on a website. It indicates to you that you're on a website. You can click a section of an article. It also tells you are on a selected article text. And so whatever you need to do, you can do with that presentation. You can also change the level of reading so that students you can customize it to meet different student use. For those of us that are looking at special needs, the IEP templates are also good. You are able to provide personalized education program or plan for specific student. We looked at how that can be done in Magic School, School AI, Defeat, and also this one. They all provide you with advantage, but that opportunity to do that. So that's basically what we covered on risk. You can always try it out as you wish. So yeah, there isn't any much question. If there are no questions, then we can okay, let's see. All right, I think there is no question, then we can move on to other things that we want to work on. Okay, so I'm going to start with, let me see if I can log into my Flint AI. This one I might not be obliged to really display it because it has data from a student. Okay, but we can create tutor. We can leverage on this later on. Okay, so this is fun. Oh, okay, thank you. All right, so let's talk about chatbots. So basically what we're doing is the difference between AI, generative AI, and Google search is Google search helps you collect all the data and just throw it at your face, and then you have to do the sorting. But generative AI is conversational. It takes what you tell it and then produces new text based on what you tell it. It researches and then gives you new text. Google search and all of that, everything prior doesn't give you new text. They just take what is online and present it to you. But this generates new text, and that's why it could do everything that we've talked about. Now, chatbots allow you to do a few things in that they are custom made, they are programmed based on large language model, and they can have continuous conversation with you. And then they understand context and content. So if you are having a chat with a chatbot, it knows what you've talked about, it keeps it in the memory, and then you can keep continuing to do all of that. So in the first session, we talked about generating content by just providing prompt, and it puts it on the document for you, and then you keep editing it and keep editing it. But this one now, we're talking about you having like an assistant that you can work on something together. So again, everything we've talked about, you can pull up a PDF, pull up an image, pull up a Word document, or upload a PowerPoint and say, let's have a conversation based off of all of these documents. The let me see. Okay, yeah, this one, the chat or multiple choice is advanced, is full feature. So my trial licenses have ended with this. But nonetheless, you can, if you want to differentiate, you can tell it to differentiate and provide the same material for a different level of student. If you want it to rewrite it, you can tell it to just rewrite it rather than using this custom prompt, because they are all now advanced feature. So I can tell it and say, you can ask me any question related to best practice in teaching or your work in a school building. Feel free to ask me ideas in your classroom. So you can ask it anything and you can start that conversation. So I can say, recommend and engage in So this is more general. I just told it, recommend an engaging class activity for a grade 2 student class. Now, I didn't tell you the subject. I didn't tell you the topic. It just says to engage students in exploring the outdoor and learning about nature through observation and team. I didn't give it any prompt. It's very general, so it's picking up from a general. But let's say, okay, I want to spice up the conversation. I can now upload a PDF. We had done something on environment before, ecosystem and all of that. Now I want to upload it, and then it's uploaded that. You can see, and then I can tell it, let the activity be based on unit 1 of this document. See, it has changed the topic to environment now. Unit 1 was talking about know your environment. So it looked into the topic, it looks into the document and begins to provide me with activities. So you can go back and forth until you've really gotten what you want. Again, I started on a very open, plain conversation. And now, because I have a resource that my school has approved or that I'm dealing with that week, I now uploaded it and began to engage it based on those activities, based on those documents. And you can extend this to creating to engaging chatbots based on every topic in your class. Again, this is still between you as an educator and the chatbot. You're using this to prepare for your class. Later on Magic School, there is what is called Magic Student. It requires license for that. So most of these things you can set it up for students, so students can also set up chatbots where they can continue to learn. As you have to get this as a school to get that license. Also, you can do this for every subject, for every unit, engage, go back and forth. You see, it automatically defined a bell ringer introduction class activity based on unit 1 of that document. So as you plan your unit across the year, you can use this to spice it up. For example, you are short on ideas. Something just happened and your subject, your day is thrown off course, and you are scrambling for ideas on how to engage your students. You can use this to prep up, get as many ideas as you can, and then push further. So this is one of the advantages of a chatbot. You can start off by telling it specific things. Again, we'll talk about prompting in the next 2 weeks. And that's where we'll delve into how to engage and the proper format to take. So you can have all of this happening. So spreadsheet, Word document, images. And like I said, you can okay, let me do something. So that's spreadsheet, that document. There was one. Okay, I'll open this. I want to try something else. So I hadn't thought of this before, but I'm just going to do it. So we had put an image in a document. I think it's in School AI, not Magic School. We had inserted an image on a document. So I want to crop that image and then put it into that AI and ask it, let's have a conversation around that image. So, for example, you are a language art teacher, and you want your student to write descriptive writing, and you want to, okay, I'll just give them an image and ask them. You're not accessing how they understand the image, but your interest is um, how they can talk about what they can see, and then you're assessing them based on their presentation and all of that. So you can put that up, get an image, and is this one I will put images. Let's see, there was one that, okay, water cycle. Let's look at this one. Okay, so I have this image. I'm just going to screenshot it. So this could happen with a textbook that you have in your school that you're using. So I'm going to screenshot that image. I have that, and I will upload, and I would go to my, so this is the image. Let's see how it understands and can describe the image. So I'm going to ask it a question. What can you say about this image uh, uh, in relation to climate change? All right, that's it. It seems that the extracted text from the uploaded image file contains a lot of incomprehensible character and fragmented phrases, which may indicate that the file was rotated improperly. You see, but in the end, it would read the image. So if you have a textbook, you can take a picture of it. If you have a maths textbook, you can take a picture of it, and it will recognize what is inside and be able to engage based on that. So images, PDF, Word document, PowerPoint, can have that conversation. We had a PowerPoint earlier. Let me see if I can download it. Okay, so this is not this one. With that PowerPoint. Okay, presentation 6th grade. So I'll download this and as a PowerPoint, and then put it in, and let's see what it will say. So this is the PowerPoint. Go to Magic School. Yes. this is lesson plan. I'm going to real now. Okay, so this is all right. So I'll pick the PowerPoint presentation. Go to PowerPoint, download. This is my PowerPoint presentation. This is the one we created with Brisk. So I'll tell you to create a lesson plan for create a lesson. Okay, let's first ask it to provide a summarize. Let's ask it to summarize PowerPoint. See, so it's summarizing the PowerPoint almost immediately. Then you can continue to engage it. Say, okay, okay. So I want it to create a lesson plan based on causes of pollution. So I can say, create a lesson plan for item 3, causes pollution based on content. You can see? So I've narrowed it down to just causes of pollution, and it's creating my PowerPoint. So this is what you get in a chatbot as against working directly with the LLM. Chatbot is more engaging, more conversational, and you can continue to engage it in a conversation. And it keeps track of all that you have within that conversation. It keeps track of it. And you can see that there's history. So you can always go back, fine-tune, go back, fine-tune. So as a teacher, you are planning for the year or for the week. You can have, and you have different units for that week or different units for, you can have a chatbot for every week. And then you have that conversation. And as idea keep coming to your head as you prepare, you can go in there, chip it in, fine-tune it, such that at the end of the time you're done, you have something to deliver to your class. So you can have history based on week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5, sorry, with your chatbot across weeks in preparing for your class. Again, not with general purpose content, but with your own specific content that either is approved by your government, approved by your school, or is part of your curriculum. So you can build on that weekly and separate them so that you can always go back to them and reuse them. So that's one of the very good benefits of chatbots. So you can see that in Magic School. Again, all this action that is saying differentiate. Okay, so you can summarize. Lengthen is saying, so I can just go there and say make the lesson plan shorter or make the lesson plan longer. So I don't have to worry about getting a full license to get all of this. I can tell it, okay, create the same lesson plan for 2 categories or 3 categories of students. And then it will create 3 variants of it. You can decide, okay, let's say for this, create a lesson plan, a lesson note for students to take home. So this is, I'm asking it to create a lesson note. And so it's going to create a lesson note for, this is worksheet, reflection, submission, complete the worksheet. I think the AI understand lesson notes differently from what we understand lesson note as Nigerians. So, but whatever you want, you just give it to it. So it says, take home lesson. Oh, okay, not, oh, create, oh, okay. Create lesson for student to take up. Oh, all right, so I need to edit that. Let's see, there's an edit. That's not, so you see, I can also edit what it has given me, but I want to edit my prompt. Engage with activity. Edit my prompt. All right, so let me rewrite this. I didn't complete it. Read lesson notes. On causes of pollution. Right, so this is lesson note. Let's see if you. All right, so now it's writing a lesson note. And then it gives an assignment due date. I can tell it, oh, make the assignment multiple choice and open-ended. Multiple choice and open-ended. Multiple choice and then open-ended questions. So again, you can just play around until you get what you want. That's the beauty of this. It allows you to do as much as you want. So that's chatbot. It's available. Okay, so this is the model. You can switch model, smartest, advanced. Okay, this one you have to pay. Oh, it's free. So you can switch the model. Great for most use cases, advanced, complex use cases. You can choose the model. I think this is this is a new feature. So for Magic School, it just provides you with one chatbot for you to continue with. But that's where School AI stands out in that it's very broad in terms of their chatbots. All right, so let's go to School AI and see what we can do with School AI. I think I talked about this a little bit during the conference, but I'll do much more in depth into it. So let's start with assistant. So whereas Magic School just gives you Reina as a chatbot, School AI gives you assistant. So you have a special purpose assistant. I am your all-purpose teaching assistant. What can I help you? So this can help you as a co-teacher to build curriculum. This one will question about using AI in classroom. You see, these are very specific. You want to build a curriculum. What new course are you working on? Let me help you. So depending on what you want to, for some of us, I want to, we like to do project-based activity in the classroom, then you can do this one. You want to grade and provide comments for some people like that teaches PE, arts, especially the general purpose subjects, PE, art, music, and you are teaching over 200 or 300 students. This can help you with grading and assessment also. I think in Magic School tools, you'll see comment assistant. Let me pull that one up. If you want to write comments, especially for people that teach a huge number of students, you can use comment generator. You can say this is fifth grade, he or she. You put their area of strength, and then area of growth, areas to celebrate, areas to improve, and then you generate, and then it generates. Then you can. I've always said, don't put the names of people here, and I think some of them will even tell you you can't use names. But so if you know you already know the strength and areas of improvement of each of your students, you can put it in, and you just area of strength. Area of strength is collaborative. Is all right. Let's just do something. Okay, so it's a he. Areas to celebrate is neat and tidy, independent. Area to so let's say he's independent, so he needs to collaborate. Ask for help. So I can just generate it. Let's see. It's just going to generate. Okay, so it's giving you, he demonstrated a remarkable ability to maintain a neat and tidy workplace, which positively influences his learning environment, his independence. His independence is commendable as he often takes initiative to complete his tasks without needing reminders, showcasing his responsibilities. He has the potential to enhance his collaborative skill by engaging more with his peers during group activities, encourage him to ask for help when needed, will not only support his learning, but also foster strong connection. So you can keep writing comments, all of that. So that's one of the benefits of this. You can continue tweaking it. If it is too much, you can reduce it. So for teachers that teach a huge group of students, you can leverage on this to write some comment. And even if you've written them, you can put them in for it to adjust it. All right, so what we did with Radar chatbot, we can also do with any of these. So let's start with, let's just say project-based. So you see, I need an idea for an in-class activity, brainstorm activity that don't require material. I need a school-wide, I need an idea on a school-wide inquiry-based project that will involve, we span a period of 3 weeks. Students will be required to work in groups that cuts across different grade levels. They will be expected to showcase a project. All right, so just going to create an idea generation structure. So it gives you that breakdown. So you can select this special purpose assistant to guide you, because they've been at the back end, they've been programmed and narrowed down rather than very broad. Their task has been narrowed down to be very specific. And that's why some of these platforms are good, in that they already, you don't have to do so much of the prompting anymore. They've already narrowed down the scope of the chatbot to focus on specific requirements. And so you can engage based on those specifics. So I just asked you, a school-wide inquiry project that spans 3 weeks and involves cross-grade collaboration sounds like for something, blah, blah. I'll brainstorm. So I'll brainstorm a project theme that's broad enough for all grade level to contribute meaningfully, structure and guidelines. So sustainable school of the future, that's the idea. So it gives the idea, the content, and everything that the students are supposed to do, require development and implementation. I can ask you to provide a working document, provide a worksheet, a project worksheet. So it's providing a project worksheet. So at the end of the day, you need to have a picture of what you want to do, and then use that to guide the AI, and then it will provide it for you. Give ideas of a chart to keep track of progress. So you see, Gantt chart or Gantt chart, whatever they call it. So it gives you that, and then it breaks down into details, week 1, week 2, again, this will have taken you probably days to produce, but in less than 5 minutes, we're getting all of this. Again, it has to do with the ideas that you have. Is my camera on? I don't know. Okay. So it has to do with, it gives you the idea of what you want, how you want it, how you want to progress. So this really is a good tool for you to use. But you need to know exactly what you want to do. If you don't, then it will be too broad. The beauty is in being very specific, knowing exactly what you want. Otherwise, it will just churn out a lot of things. You can also speak to it. Oh, I don't have a cable. I will have connected. Okay. You have a cable here. Let me connect my, then open up a few of the apps. I don't think I have Magic School, but I'll get to that later. So that's one of the beauty of the assistant is there. So you can always leverage on these things. Please, I cannot overemphasize the fact that you need to know exactly what you want. So let's try another one. Research assistant. So what do you want to research on? I want to research on, say, climate change for a grade 5 class. So it just churns it out. And you see, it's giving you visuals. NASA Climate Kit has kid-friendly explanation and visual. So it's suggesting where you will be able to get resources. Because again, remember, this is not building lesson plan. If we're building lesson plan, it won't give you location where you get resources. This is a research. So it's pointing you to where you will get materials to help you with your research. That's why, again, like I said, these are all very specific, special purpose chatbots that are tailored for specific reasons. So that's why in building a lesson plan, it won't give you all of this, but now we're doing research together. So it's directing me to places where I can find resources to help me build. So it's providing all of these places. And when I go there, I find very good resource that I can share with my students on climate change and all of that. So I have this, I have done the research. It has provided me with resources. Then I go to lesson plan and leverage on those resources that are provided for me. So I can decide, oh, now I like this one. I'm just going to brisk it. Then I brisk working from this. Oh, carbon footprint. I like this one too. I get all the materials in different spreadsheet. Then I can take those different documents. So I brisk this one, I brisk this one, I brisk this one, I brisk this one into 4 documents. Then I take those 4 documents and come into what is it? Curriculum coach and develop a curriculum with all of those. Or I go into Magic School and come into curriculum planning and develop a lesson plan based on all of that. I can attach all those documents. So you see how we went from, we want to do a research. I want to teach this topic. I have no idea of resources. I go to the research assistant, help me build, let's research on this. It gets me all the links to relevant documents. Then I go there and use lesson plan or brisk or whatever in planning lesson, planning curriculum, and I build all of those curriculum and resources. And I put all of those together into one place. and then engage to get a final lesson plan. One lesson plan out of multiple lesson plans that are built from different websites. I put all of that together and generate a one consolidated lesson plan on this particular research that topic that we worked upon, climate change for grade 5. So these are several use cases that we can leverage on using this assistant. So you can play around with this essay grading assistant, AI coach, co-teacher. So for example, let's look at this one again. So let's say this is a co-teacher. I've used research assistant to get all the accesses, all the resources I want, links to the resources. And I have used maybe Briskit or whichever one to pull the resources together and create content. Now I can go to the co-teacher and upload all of those files and then engage in building a lesson plan based on that. We can go back and forth until we've gotten to the document that I'm well pleased with based on all of those researches. Then I'm ready to either produce a lesson plan, produce a lesson note, maybe produce a curriculum, a 2 or 3 unit curriculum, produce a lesson plan for each of the curriculum, produce a lesson note for each of the curriculum, produce activities for produce a lesson note for each of the units, produce a lesson plan for each of the units, create activities, assessments, quiz for each of those units. Using different tools, starting from scratch and building things gradually. So these are just use cases I'm throwing out so that we have an idea of things that are possible with some of this assistant. All right, so we've done quite a few things about assistant. Now let's go to tools. We've done this multiple choice, story, word problem. Now I want to talk a little bit about spaces. Maybe before we do that, let's go to. So for school AI, there's this one called Sidekick. It just gives students, you are able to create a chatbot. I think we did a little bit on this during the conference. You are able to create a chatbot that would, sorry, where's my. Sorry. Can you still see my screen? I don't know. Can anybody still see my screen? I'm trying to. I don't know if people are able to see my screen. If you are able to see my screen, please just thumbs up, please. Okay. Okay, thank you. Sometimes it's wrong. Okay, so Sidekick is now we've talked about chatbot for you as a teacher. Now we want to talk about assistant, AI assistant that you can use to engage students. Unfortunately, if you're in a school where students have no access to devices, both in school or at home, they will not be able to leverage on this. This is useful not only to teachers also, but if you do tutors, if you do home lessons, if you do professional development training for people, you can leverage on this also and create Sidekicks, a platform where you just launch it, you give the code to students, and the student can start engaging. and you will be able to keep track of those students and see what they are doing, how they are engaging, and all of that. So to create one, you can give it an option. You can say, what do you want the sidekick to do with your students? You can say you are a grade 5 science teacher. Is reproduction. Is cell reproduction. Production. Describe the audience or participant. Give us more detail. Grade 5 students. How would you want sidekick to interact with them? The be more playful. To explain it. So we don't provide answers. You can first preview it. And this is going to say, hey, they're ready to dive into the fascinating world of cell reproduction. Let's explore together. What do you already know about cell? About how cell makes more of themselves. You see, I already told it, be more playful and engaging. Ask question rather than explaining. So it's going to be the one asking question and testing the student on what they need to do. So you just need to think about what you want to teach, what you want the AI assistant to do, how you want it to engage with the student. So here, for example, you could tell about, okay, it's supposed to be grade 5 students. Here you tell more option about your class and about what they are learning. Here is what you want the sidekick to do. So you can tell it a brief description of the subject, learning objective, learning outcomes can go here. Then here is where you describe what your student, who the audience is, your student, and here you want it, how do you want it to interact? You can actually tell it to assume the character of Paw Patrol or whatever, and it will talk to them as if it's a Paw Patrol. So that it's more engaging. You can ask it to assume any character. And here is where you provide the rules of how you want it to engage. So, for example, if a student starts talking about I want burger or I'm hungry, it will politely guide them back into the conversation. So you set the rules, and you just do your definition, and then you can launch. When you do this launch, you can either add it to your Google Classroom again, or you can use space code. So I will paste this code in the chat. I think we did this during the conference, but let's just examine it again. I'll paste this link in the chat. As many as want to interact, you can just click on it, and then I'll be able to see you as a teacher. So just click on that, provide your name, And then on the dashboard, I'll see those that have joined and those that haven't joined. So now there are 0 participants. So this way you are able to, if they do it at home or do it in school, you can use this to flip your classroom. Okay, so BDB has a question. Let me just finish my line of thought while people join, and then we attend to question. You can use this to, okay, I see Khadija Bimishola has joined and he started engaging. So are you a lesson teacher? Actually, you can bring all, if you have 4 or 5 students and you are teaching them the same thing, you can bring them into this sidekick. You know, you are teaching them something next week, you engage them. Also, you are starting a unit next week, you can engage the student. And it's good when you send these things home and you send it to their parents, the parents can see what is happening also, rather than students sit on computers watching other things. They are actively learning and engaging in a very controlled environment. I, as a teacher, can see every discussion between my student and the AI chat. I can now go after like a week or after 3 days, I've seen their engagement. I can tweak the sidekick, make it maybe more advanced or less advanced because I see their level now. I can tweak it and then it begins to engage them even more on that. And you can also provide differentiation here. So I can code it and say, if a student types, if a student logs in and say, I am 1, 2, 3, then provide him a lower level. You can, okay, so if you, I don't know, for some of us, there are different English level, they call it Lexile level. So I can say if a student types in 1, 2, 3, engage him as a grade 2 reading level. If a student type in 4, 5, 6 as his name, engage him as a grade 5 reading level. So if I have students that are, I know a group of students are in grade 2 reading level and a group of students are in grade 5 reading level, I can tell those students, okay, your own code is 1, 2, 3, and then this own student is 4, 5, 6. But the student will always tell it to themselves. So if a student now goes in and put 1, 2, 3, then the teaching AI assistant begins to engage with that student at that level. And then if somebody else types 4, 5, 6, he engages him at another level. And then there is also the general purpose student within the class. So these are ways you can leverage this to use. So home lessons, distant lessons, they are all pretty much simple. When we move into, this is sidekick, when we move into spaces, you will see how you can upload your content also into the AI and then engage your student based on that. So whether it's a lesson, whether you are a home tutor or you are a professional teacher in your classroom, you can engage your student flipping the classroom using AI chatbots. This is the student facing now. We have talked about staff, teacher facing. So I can see all the students that have joined and I can say, okay, 14 participants. I can determine when to pause it. Once I pause it, every one of you on your screen, you will see that it's paused. So I have the keys actually. So I can see what Ambrose is saying. I can see it. So as a teacher, you have total control. Good afternoon. It's great to have you here. What do you know about cell? About how cell makes more cell? Let's explore together. I can see that Ambrose just did that. Let's see. No, yeah. Okay, you have not started chatting. So I have control. I can see what every student is doing. Okay, so I don't really have a clue. No worries. Let's start from the beginning. Imagine your body is like, see the engagement. So here you will be able to see which student is more engaging, which student is like engaging, and all of that. So this provides you with that opportunity to tailor it to whatever you prefer and you want to do. Okay, let me create another one and say, okay, I think I used that example during the conference where I asked the sidekick that my students are in a literature class and we're currently reading Things Fall Apart by Chinua Achebe. And I asked you that we're learning part of speech. And I asked you to engage the student based on part of speech. And I asked you to take the tone of a Paw Patrol. And it was engaging them based on that. So you have the ability to determine how you want things to go, and you can see what each child is talking about. So kind of like division or cloning to make more. That's great. Start. Cell division and cloning are indeed involved in making more cells. Do you think there are different ways? You see, so it's the one asking most of the question to get the student to get to a point where he brings out what they've learned. So this can be like a bell ringer where you use this, for example, this example is I'm asking the AI to assess them to gauge what they know by asking them many questions. So you can use this to see, okay, where are my students in respect to cell division before I move them into something greater. So there are a lot of use cases. You just need to determine how you want it. So when I think they've engaged the most, I can pause it, or I can go back. Let's say I can go back to the no. I can go back. I can see the sidekick. You can actually, so this is rename. You can duplicate, you can end it, and take at the bottom here, session guidance. So you can share your prompt. So maybe you can always share the prompt with other people, but you can also click here and edit. So be more playful and engaging. I can change that and say, okay, ask questions rather than explain. I can say providing explanation rather than asking questions. Engaging explanation. And don't ask questions. Provide answers. I can also say be more playful, assume, or control. Let me see. My son likes. Forgotten the name of this one. Okay. Assume Paw Patrol. Paw Patrol. It's fine. Assume any of the Paw Patrol. So I update, and if somebody else joins now and starts the engagement, let me see. It will begin to talk as like Paw Patrol, and it will now change what it needs to do or how it engages because I've updated it. So you can always update and use this to gauge your student performance and everything that the student is doing. And then you can decide, okay, we've had enough of this. I'm just going to pause it. So once I pause it, every one of you, it will just on your screen to show, oh, your teacher has paused this session. And if I resume it, it will also resume. So you have complete control. You know what the students are doing. You can see what they are doing. You know which one is more engaging and which one is less engaging. You are able to see what and how they progress with things that they are doing. So this is Sidekick. All right. Okay. So before I move on, I think I saw a few people say. So somebody said, I joined the Sidekick and answered questions, but I'm expected to join afresh when I came back to your class. Huh. Okay, is this Chibuz or Shobayo? Yeah, I think so. I see you 3 times. I really don't know why too. Okay, so he changes it to Paw Patrol. I don't know why. I can see you 4 times. Is any other person experiencing the same thing? Is any other person experiencing the same thing? That okay, so it's one person is also experiencing the same thing. I, I really haven't experienced that before. I don't know why. You can. I might really not be able to answer that. This is the first time also I'm hearing this. And I think this actually happened before I paused and ended it. So it's not about whether I paused it or not. Yeah, okay. So Jennifer, you have a question. Go ahead and ask your question. Can't seem to get in. Oh, it's still the same code. I haven't ended it. I'm not sure why it's getting you to join in multiple times, maybe different devices. Again, I really can't provide answers to that. But yeah, so now that we've practiced that, I can think I can. So you can actually remove a student from the class. Let's say this one that is no longer active. I can remove the student from the class. That student gone. So I'm going to end this so we can move on to something else. End the session. So that's Sidekick. Now, moving further, there is also spaces. We'll start with spaces and then we'll go to creating spaces of your own. Spaces are AI chatbots that educators like you have created. There are those that the company also created. So this is good in that no matter what subject you teach, you will always find spaces that are specific that you can leverage on. So we start with generic spaces and then we go to how you can edit and customize those spaces to meet your own use case. So let's say you're a science teacher and you want to teach us something. You decide to find it and you see somebody did something close from what you did. You can pick those and then customize it. One of the ways you can customize it is by adding your own material so that whatever that space is meant to do, it's narrowed down by your own material. So you can find spaces. When you click on find spaces, you'll see English, health, history, literature, maths. You can see the collections. So these spaces are generic. They have been created by the platform. Then you will see an area that is called teacher educator generated spaces. Let me just go back to find spaces. So featured collections are designed by School AI themselves. You might not be able to edit those, but there are those that were designed by individual teachers by themselves. And those ones you can edit, you can make them your own, edit them, and add your own content to build them. So you can see this person created 37, this person created 116 spaces, 250 spaces. So you want to click on this teacher, for example, you can click on her spaces and then you see all the spaces that she created. Because I think this is, let's just look for another one. So let's say I want to teach maths. I look for maths, AP calculus, AP computer science, AP biology. So you can see different ones. Exploring the life. One good thing about this is also you can create historical figure and your student, so you're a history teacher or you're a music teacher and you are studying the life of Beethoven and their music, you can create an AI chat assistant for Beethoven and tell it, okay, you act as Beethoven. My student will ask you this much questions. And so it will be as if the student is talking really with Beethoven. Because their life history and their work is in public domain. So the AI can assume their character, having a vast knowledge about what they've done. And so as the student engages, the AI leverages on what it knows about them and how their life history, and then it begins to answer the questions according to that. So for example, you want to choose this AP chemistry, you can see that it's launched. You can preview it. So welcome to our AP Physics Study session. I'm here to help you achieve your goal for the upcoming test. Let's get started. Here are your options for today. Create a clear, concrete goal, create a study plan to fit you, and all of that. So you can see whether you like this or not, then you can launch it. Or you can, let me see, is this what you can copy? No. Let's go back. Let's look for another one. Spaces, discover. See. The featured one, you cannot edit. Let's look for one teacher one. This guy. Evaluating sources, interviewing, literacy analysis. Okay, math word problem creator. I think. So anyone you click, you can now remix. So you can launch it, and then you can click on remix. Let me just look for one that is very specific to a subject, and then we can remix and let's show you how you can do that. Then next will be showing you how you can create your own. Let's just look for maths. AP. This one. This one is featured one. I cannot remix. By teacher. Okay, let's see our creators. Grade 4 teacher with masters in okay, let's look at this one. Rock types. Okay, so rock types, which are Greek gods, philosophy of the. Let's look at rock types. So I can launch it first, but I can preview it and see what it does. Today we'll explore the fascinating world of rocks and all of that. Then let's say, okay, good, but I want to narrow it down to my own and add my own resources. So you see more options here. You can edit and add all of this. Then you can now click on remix. So let's remix it. When you click on remix, it brings you here to the back end of that. So you see, it tells you what the teacher wrote. Describe the types of rock, how they are formed, and what we do with them in real life. So if you don't know where to start from, you can look at a space that has been created by another teacher, and then you can remix it. Once you see at the remix at the back end, you will see exactly what the teacher did, how they created it. You can regenerate an image, you can upload your own image. Unveiling the Secret of Rocks is the subtitle. Delve into the fascinating world of teacher's description, student description, discover the formation and uses of different rocks types in an engaging way. So I can now decide, oh, this is fine. I can generate all field again if I want. The AI will just generate all the fields for me again and change it. I can then progress. I have a material that the school provides or that I like. It has generated everything again, generated the image again. Welcome to Rocky Adventure, learn about ignore sedimentary. And so with the remix, you can change it, but at least it gives you a point to start from. So I can now decide, oh, I have a textbook. I can take a picture of those and then upload it. And then if I have a website, for example, let's look for rocks. Rocks types. Right, so I'm looking at the American Museum of Natural History, and I want it to also reference this site. So I put a link. I want it to reference this site. Oh, okay. It's a website. File is not supported. So you can upload pictures and everything that's from your own textbook. You can edit it as much as you want. Upload all the files that you want it to reference, PDFs and all the materials that you've gathered that you want to be part of your lesson, what you want the student to engage on. Again, for example, if you have used the AI assistant to do the research, it has referred you to all the documents, you've created all the materials you want, and you're going to use them in classes, but you also want to create a space where the student can continue to engage as you progress within your class. You upload all of that here, and then you save. So once you save, you can also preview before you launch it. You can see it says created by tech enabled. It has already changed, and then it provides me with all of these other options. So I have daily participant limit because it's a free account. I have daily participant limit is 75 participants. So as when we were chatting earlier in the chat, in the chat bot, we had, I think, about 22 people, 23 people join. So I think eventually became 31. I can check, but it has that limit of how many people can participate per day. Once you hit 75, the next person will not be able to participate. And this is the free version. I don't know if there's any one of us that have 75 students in a class, but we can always, so maybe a use case might be, yeah, you can have more than 75 students, but maybe you are teaching primary 5A, 5B, 5C. But if you're not teaching them on the same day, you can start with this class, and then once you need to provide access to the other class, you end. So you create 5A, 5B, 5C spaces on the same thing. and then you launch for 5A on the day of 5A. And once that day is over, you can end it or pause it and then go back and launch another class's own so that those class can join. Then you keep it within the limits of the class you have. These are just different ways you can still use the free version, but do as much as you are able to do from it. All right, so this is customizing spaces, especially teacher spaces that other teachers created. You can customize and remix them. You can still further remix if you're not interested. You can also edit the space. So edit it, now that it's your space, you can edit it and add more things that you want. You can see if I can generate a new image. Yeah, somebody's asking, this is free version. Does it renew every day? Yes, he said daily participant limit. If the daily participant limit, so it's every day. At the end of the day, it will refresh. I think that answers that question. Let me see if there's another question. No, 75 doesn't mean 75 free attempts. It means 75 connections. All right, so let's go back to the one that I launched, and then we can see how many people joined that one eventually. Launch. I go to my sidekick. Okay, so there were 27 people joined that. Yeah, so I had 26 participants. I don't know why he's reading. Spaces do I have? All right, so there's also the video explorer. This you get a YouTube video or whatever video and post it, and the student can engage and have a conversation based on that video. Remember, all other platforms, what we've done with videos is that you can generate lesson plan, generate PowerPoint, generate all of that. But this one, you can create a chatbot where the student can continue to engage based on that video, not just generate lesson plan and PowerPoint, but they can continue to learn, and the AI will leverage on the content of that video to continue to expand and engage the students on different levels. So you can copy and create a video explorer using the video explorer. So that's what the video explorer is. So you get a video from YouTube. Let me see what the video is. Okay, there's no video. I need to just get this video that we. See.
Everyone is going crazy about this.
So you see, it's in that is about butterfly. Then you can continue to chat. This is also good for kids that are very young, that they can't type, they can speak, and the AI will also speak back to them. So I can click on it. I can say, hi, hello. I can ask it to read it to me.
I'm really curious. What are you hoping to learn from this video about the butterfly effect?
So I want to learn anything that is possible for me to learn from it. Or learn. Oops. Let's see what you will say. That's an interesting way to put it. If by land you mean achieve something or making something happen, then the butterfly is it's perfect. It's about. Let me ask you that. I feel like eating food. I'm hungry. Can you provide me with burger? Oh, bug. Okay, burger. So you see how it will guide me back into what that conversation is about.
I wish I could hand you a burger through the screen. Imagine how that small action could lead to a big change, like suddenly feeling ready to tackle chaos theory. Speaking of small things leading to big results, can you think of a small choice you've made that had a big impact, kind of like choosing what to eat?
So you see how it's not completely teaching the student, but eventually it will bring him back to what the topic is like. So the student can actually watch the video directly and then let the engagement start. This will be very good for children that are younger because not only can they watch the video from it, they can also learn and they can keep talking and the AI talks back at them. They talk instead of typing. The same thing for even adults. You don't really have to type. You can just speak into it. So that's that about Video Explorer. Then this will be good for especially those that are teaching younger kids. You can really leverage on this. Unfortunately, the parents, students will need to have access to devices, both in school and at home, to be able to do this. You can also switch to advanced. I think that's paid, but standard is still fine. So that's the bell ringer part. Let's look at, so to create your spaces, I think what we would eventually be able to leverage the most on this after the prompting session, because it's all about knowing exactly what you want and how to prompt. But a good way to start and to learn how to create your spaces is to look at other people's space, remix it, and see how they created everything that they did and what they put in which section, how they created all of those. Will be a good way to help us with crafting. Okay, all of this one that says feature that cannot be edited. See, yeah, these are all made by the company. But if you go to the ones created by our creators, let's see. Wait, that is AP literature. Okay. Okay, step by step, really argument, essay rubrics. Choose your own adventure, common confused word, middle English. Writing the college essay. Okay, let's pick this one. So you can see, so you can remix it to see how this person did his. And as you continue to just learn, then you can create your own spaces. So let's take, for example, writing the college essay. Imagine you're a guidance counselor. See, that's role. We'll do more of that in prompting. You need to define what role the AI will have. And a junior high school stops by asking for help with writing a college essay. The student doesn't know what college admission officer are looking for and doesn't know where to start. In your conversation, do the following. Outline the qualities of a good college essay. Begin by listing, point out. So, see, these are all prompts on what he wants the AI to do. Do not feel pressure to share every details of challenging experiences. Your writing should provide context which the reader learns about who you are and what brought you to this stage in life. You say read it aloud. There's something magical about reading loud. So it provided all the prompts. And again, you can just get this prompt directly from you can go to ChatGPT or any of the general purpose and say, okay, I need to create an AI assistant for me to do so task. Okay, let's just try that and see how that would work. So I'm going to should go to ChatGPT, right? Okay, this is not that one. Okay, maybe we should use Claude. Let's see. So let's say we want to build a AI teaching assistant that would teach students on maths problem, a grade 2 student on tens and hundreds in terms of maths or word problem. And then let's see how it will create the prompt. You know, we want to create a chat AI assistant to teach to teach grade 2 students about addition, subtraction of numbers between 10 to 50. Write a prompt to create this. So let's see. See, so it's gonna, and then you can tweak it. So I'm just going to copy this directly and paste it in. So it's giving it a role. You're an AI assistant designed to help a grade 2 student teacher learn addition and subtraction with numbers between 10 and 50. Your primary goal is to make math fun, engaging, and easy to understand. Teach addition and subtraction. Core responsibility, teach addition and subtraction. So provide clear, simple explanation between 7 to 8-year-old. Generate age-appropriate math problem and exercise. Offer positive reinforcement and encouragement. Use creative methods to maintain. So this gives you a framework and you can edit it, but this is good enough. I'm just going to copy it and paste it in, and let's see how it goes. So I copy this one first. Okay, let's just create our own space. So let's create our own spaces. This was the one we remixed, so I want to create my own space now. So we're going to call it too much. That's too far away, Joe. All right. AI prompt. This is it. An AI assistant designed to do this. Subtitle maybe okay, so I can actually, all right, so let's do this AI prompt. And let's do this. I can rewrite this and ask it to provide content for different section of that chatbot now. So I have AI prompt, standard, I have subtitle, teacher description, student description. So I can tell it, add rewrite the above, rewrite the prompt and add the following section. One is one AI prompt. Two, teacher description. Three, student description. Subtitle, did I put subtitle? Oh yeah. He's writing it again. Teacher description, student description. So I'm just going to copy it directly now. So this is the AI prompt, core responsibilities, simple interaction. So I just paste it here. All right. So then I come to the teacher description. You're a friendly and experienced grade 2 teacher. Student description. All right. So then I can put subtitle. I just call it addition. Addition. All right. Let me see the description. Friendly and Miss Thompson. A preview. Hello, welcome. Are you ready to have some fun learning about assurance operation? Let's jump right in. Let's start with a simple addition. If you have 20 apples and your friend gives you 15 more, how many apples do you have altogether? Take your time and think it through step by step. Let me know when your answer is ready. I'll just say 30, for example. Let's see what he says. Okay, so great effort. Let's break it down together. If you have 20 apples and your friend gives you 15, you start with 20. When you add 10 to 20, you get 30. Then when you add the remaining 5, you get 35. In total, can you try another additional problem now? Let's add 12 plus 25. Let's be sure. Don't understand. See? So this is you've created your own space, you've defined it. Again, if you don't have okay, so this one has only 10,000 1,000 characters, so it cut it off. So if you don't know how you can get a generative AI to also provide you the description and all of that. If then you can continue to tweak it. But one thing you can also do is you have lesson objective, lesson outcome for everything you do. So you can put that also here so that it tailors down to your lesson objective and lesson action. And then if you have a file, you can upload that file also, and the AI will also work based on those files. For example, if you have 20 questions that you want the student to practice, you could upload those in there and tell the AI that it should only limit the question to the questions within that file. And that will be whatever concept he's trying to explain, and however he's going to do it, he's going to only select questions from those. And you can tell it that take the student through each of the questions. So it goes from one question helping them to understand to the next until it completes all the questions. So this is how you create your own space. Again, if you are struggling with how do I get the prompts and how do I write the prompts, you can use AI to write the prompts and then edit it and put it into your space to create your space. This is quite useful in that you are able to just get students to continue to learn, and whereas they can stay on computer doing other things, but with this, they are able to continue the concept of continuing to learn at home and doing all that they need to do. You can also use this generative AI here to generate all the field again. If you click on it, it's going to generate all the field again. So once you're done, you just post, you save and you launch it, you send the code home, and the parents are able to, you see it has shortened it and presented different student description and teacher description. You can save, and that will assume that new content that you gave it, and it will show it's created by this person. It's reviewing. If I start now, it's going to present something different. Then you can launch and share the code with people. So as we round off to just delve into questions, these are a little bit of some of the things I want to cover. But I just want to really emphasize on the fact that if you don't practice, you will most likely forget. And the best thing to do is just to get into it, especially now that schools are on holiday, except for those that are in the international schools. This is the time for you, as you begin to go for your meetings in school and you begin to plan for next time. This is the time for you to really narrow down on these things and prepare to make things easy for yourself as you progress. If you do not have technology in school, at least what you can use this to do is to enhance your own lesson preparation and everything that you need to be able to prepare classes, such that you don't have time in your hands to really do the teaching. If there's anything I've learned in my few years of working in a school, it is that teachers do a lot. Apart from planning lessons, delivering the lessons, some teachers still have responsibility at different levels. Then you have to plan for after school activities, summer school activity. But in terms of some of these administrative works, submitting lesson plans, submitting lesson notes, submitting curriculum, you can leverage on AI to do what you will have done in 5 days. You can do them in 1 hour and be done with it. And then you have time to really focus on the delivery, focus on supporting your students, focus on identifying those that are high flyer and low flyer, and using AI to curate content to really help them. It has opened up opportunity for us to not have one jacket fits all or one size fits all. You can really customize and differentiate within your classes. I've seen teachers leveraging AI, and now they are able to group students and create smaller groups within their classes, and they are not teaching a lower, different standard. They're teaching the same standard, but at different level of learning, and each of these students are able to grow and do better than if you have visual learners, if you have auditory learners, if you have people that are hands-on learners. You can also use AI to customize content to suit these specific learner categories. Then also with students with disabilities, you can also leverage AI to help them, because it's all about really providing help. This is one tool that I know that it doesn't take too much to learn, and it's not additional work. In fact, it reduces your work. Like the things we did today, if you were to plan a curriculum for 10 units, for 10 units, plan lesson note and lesson plan for those 10 units, and then activities for those 10 units, it might take you weeks, but we could do that in less than 30 minutes and get all of that done. So this puts a lot of resources in our hands to be able to buy time for ourselves and focus on what we teachers are meant to do, which is to provide instruction and pedagogy in the class, rather than being belabored by all these administrative works. And then providing platform for students to learn even more. So somebody's asking, so I think we'll just round it up here. I will pull up at the end of the session, we'll talk more about what's coming up and what to expect, and in terms of certificates and the timeline for certificates and all of that. But let's just ask questions. EDK and if you can just unmute everybody, and then we can look into responding to people's questions if they have questions, and then we. So please, any possibility of using AI for construction of school subject timetable? So there are apps that generate timetable actually, but I think with Claude you can. You just need to know how to present it. For example, let's say you can say you can write a query and say, okay, there are 5 classes. You first need to define how many periods in a day first, then how many teachers. So maybe, do you want to create it for the entire school at a time, or you want to create it class by class? I would suggest you start creating it by class, and you can tell it to put it in a table actually. So you can say there are 5 classes, there are 7 periods in a day, 50 minutes each. And there are 3 sections of grade 1, and there are 10 subjects. Every subject should be taken 4 times a week. There are no double periods. There should be no class. There are 5 teachers. Okay, so there are, let me start again. So there are 7 periods in a day. There are 5 days a week. There are three sections of grade 1, grade 1A, 1B, 1C. And every subject has 3 teachers, or one teacher takes, we can say one teacher for every subject, for every 3 classes, for all the 3 classes, and every subject happens 4 times a day, a week. Can you create a table? All right, let's just give it a trial. I think it might make sense. Let's just do it. All right, let's use Claude and see if it will help us create a timetable. And I think this will be instructional, even for me too. Let's just create another chat. You are the administrator. Timetable. Yeah, the timetable. Okay, in the US they call it bell schedule. I'll put in bell schedule so that if it doesn't understand timetable, it will understand. Coordinator of a school, and you need create a teaching great. I'm going to start with grade 1. All right. There are 3 arms of grade 1, namely 1A, 1B, and 1C. There are 5 periods of 50 minutes each in a day. 5 days a week. There are 7 subjects each for each class. Each subject was 4 times a week. No double period. Let's see. Then there are 1 teacher. There is there's 1 teacher subject for each. Now, there is 1 teacher per subject for all 3 terms. Design in table format a weekly time table for each. Design in table format a weekly timetable for each class. Let's see. All right. Let's see how it goes. Wow. See? All right, that's it. You just need again to know, and you can see how it's spaced it. There is no clash, there is no double period. There are 5 periods. So you just need to know exactly what you want. Again, like I said, exactly what you want. It will be more complex if we can actually say, present this in an HTML format. Present this in a colorful with each subject having different colors. All right, let's see that. Let's see if we put it. Okay, so it's putting it in HTML and putting the colors. This is interesting. It's quite exciting. Lord is really very good, honestly. Huh? Oh, we put it in HTML. So, all right, I know what to do. Come on. Okay. Okay, let's make it web-based. Let's see if it's a display. Okay, using React. Because I asked it to make it web-based. Let's see if it will help us display it. Oh, that's fine. You see how they tabulate it so I can switch from one grade to the other. All right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to identify each subject and put the name of the teacher and ask it to add the name of the teacher into each of the tabs. So Mr. Jude Matt and Mrs. Kate English. No. Mr. Uncle. Social studies. Mr. Abdul is science. Again, you can specify the subject. Remember at the beginning, I just say 5, 7 subjects. I didn't specify. So that's why I randomly picked whatever subject. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Science. Which one are we meeting? PE. Mrs. James. PE. No. One more. Let's see if it will automatically provide it. Did so. I'm out of message until 3 a.m. All right, I couldn't add the last one. I wanted to, okay, maybe let me edit this one and say this is Mr. This, it still have one more to go, Mr. This is Bosse. What is left? Math P Art. Are we 6? Is this 6? Which are we missing? Math, English, Science. Just, are we missing anyone? Okay, so names of the teacher under the subject. So there's music. There's no music. Okay, yeah. There's music. Thank you, Mr. Adams. Music. Add the names of the teacher under it under the subject. Subject in each box, in each tip, in it. Let's see if it will. Please do. Is it? Yeah, I'm out of message. All right, so this is an example. You just need to give it what you need it to do. And quite frankly, when you do this, you just need to copy everybody's own. You don't need to do much. You can just screenshot everybody's timetable. With this, there will never be a clash. It will not allow it to clash. So it's going to be more complex if you are doing it for a large group, but best you do it grade by grade. But I also know that in some instances, you have teacher teaching across grade levels. So you might need to just understand how to redefine and define all the criteria. But this is a good example, and it will work. So that's that. Let's go back. Question: can I use AI to teach entrepreneurship for the people I'm training outside the school. Yeah, so if you have, okay, so is Edpuzzle an AI tool or just a learning platform? So Edpuzzle is a learning platform. They leverage on YouTube, and then they also are linked to Google Classroom. So I haven't checked it in a while. I think we deployed it using Clever in school. Most teachers use it, but I think it's just to curate videos, to make their own videos and push it into their Google Classroom. The beauty of it is that it ties into Google Classroom, which is one of the platforms we use. So, and most of the platforms that I can tell you, most of the platforms are integrating AI into their tools, into their resources. So, and that will continue to happen. So yes, it might have added AI, like there are video generating AI now where you can give it prompt and it will generate a video. So again, that's part of what Edpuzzle is doing, videos. So they will definitely generate text to video. They will definitely include text to video AI generation in their platform. How can I use AI to teach entrepreneurship for the people I'm training outside the school? Get your curriculum, get your lesson plan, get your materials. If you already have them, you can leverage chatbots to send materials to them to engage until you now meet them physically. That's one way, engaging your people. One way, first is in using AI to prepare yourself, prepare your lesson note, prepare your material, prepare your PowerPoint and all of that. They're using chatbots to engage them to continue learning, or just as you have shown, or to sign up for AI apps, like one of the ones that was demonstrated during the conference where you can, I think it's my AI, I can show you. Coincidentally, that is uh, created by one of the universities on that my organization owns, Raffles University. So you can enter for free. This one, you just present your PowerPoint into that AI, and you can you can take a picture of yourself, and the AI will assume your face. You can add your voice to assume your voice, and it will teach your student based on that material. In fact, this Raffles University just got accredited and approved to teach a degree course purely by AI. You can check it on the news. I think I can pull up the news. All right. Yeah. Okay. So Raffles University to launch program degree taught by AI. I think actually it was approved a few weeks ago. We use this for distant learning. So there are students in Southeast Asia country like Indonesia, Sri Lanka, that wants to attend Raffles, but they don't have the fund to live in Malaysia or in Singapore. So we provide distant learning for them that is taught exclusively by AI, and the school fee is cut almost by 70%. So this is possible. So you can sign up for that platform. It's there's a free one, but you can also sign up and you can use the live demo. So if you are teaching outside school, whether professional, whether you're a consultant, you do training, these are three ways you can use AI to prepare your material. You can use chatbots to engage your students alongside, or you can use this to completely do an online training where it's automated. You don't need to oversee it. You just provide your content, and that is completely taught by AI. So how can okay? So this session looks more technical. It's more of teacher insight than anything else. All right. And yeah, Can I use this AI tool for an office environment, especially in presentation during a pitch? Yes. So, for example, in my organization, my personal account, I have Microsoft Copilot. So I can pick a document in my drive and say create a PowerPoint presentation from this document, and it will create a PowerPoint presentation for me from that document. So you can do that. And then you can use that to do your pitch. Again, you are the ones that will provide it the content, or you provide it the topic that it will be. You can start off from nothing and just say create a 10-slide PowerPoint presentation on anything. Maybe let me just show us that. Sorry. Let me office. Is this mine? Okay. No, this is not mine. This is Google. Okay, so I have Copilot. I can open PowerPoint, for example, and I can say create blank PowerPoint. So here it's opening a PowerPoint. I can come here Copilot. I can say still loading. Let's see. I click on Copilot. I can say create a presentation about anything. I can just say create a presentation about coffee making machine. Create a 10-slide. This is a paid one. The free Copilot doesn't do this. Create a 10-slide presentation about coffee making machine, and it's going to churn that out. And then there is also create a presentation from a file, and I can pick a file from my organization that I have worked on and create a slide on that, maybe like a business proposal and all of that. I can pick that and create. From an existing slide, I can say add a slide about. So let's see, let it finish working on this. I can now create an additional slide about something and add it to that slide. So yes, it's possible to use. You can see if we put the image and everything, 10 slide. It's as simple as that. So this one, it's just freestyling. Now assume I have a business proposal that I have worked on, a business plan, business, everything that I worked on coffee making machine. I can tell it, create a presentation from a file. I see it's looking into my database, into my office. I'm pulling up all the files that I have recently opened. And I can say, okay, create a PowerPoint presentation from this file. And it will do that. So that's that. So let's say, for example, I've seen all of these. I can now add a slide about financial projection. I'm asking to add one more slide in this presentation on financial projection, and it will do that. So this is freestyling. I can see it did. One beauty of PowerPoint is also the designer. If you have PowerPoint, both online or in your app, especially the new one, you have designer that allows you redesign each slide of your presentation how you want it. So you can also search for pictures online, and it will pull different pictures, and you can add those pictures in your slide. So I can add it wherever I want. Yeah, so that's also possible. So designer allows you to pick any slide, and then it will just create different appearance for those slides. So you can do this But also with Brisk and all of that, you don't have to have Copilot to do what I just did. From Brisk, you can have your plan, your business plan, put it into Brisk, and tell Brisk to make presentation out of it, and it to convert it to a PowerPoint slide. You can even you see this one also added less presenter note. You can see it added a presenter note for me. Every page has a presenter note, so that when I'm presenting, it gives me bullet points to talk about each of those pages. So that's always there. All right. Awesome. Wow, interesting. Wow. I think the AI should be able to program this also, so that when other subject or more teacher comes in or less teacher can still adjust the content. Yeah, you can always just tweak it all around. Please don't forget to drop your YouTube link to rewatch. I've missed a lot. Yeah, because we're recording this directly on Team, we're not streaming it. We'll need to first download them, edit, and then push it to YouTube. And they will be there. Does Claude have mobile app? I wanted to show us something. Let me see. Is it Claude? Do you have mobile app? I think it does. I think I have it. Okay, yeah. Claude have mobile app. I'm going to stop sharing this screen. I want to share my PC, my computer, my phone screen. Sorry, not computer screen. My phone screen. Quick time. Let me share my phone screen. New screen recording. Oh, you forget. See new screen recording. New movie recording. Okay. Can anybody see my screen? Are you able to see my screen? Please, I need somebody to respond. Can you see my screen? Okay, yeah. So this is my phone screen, right? You can see my phone screen. Yes. No. You. No. 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 No wonder. All right. So, sorry. So here you can see I have Cloud, I have Perplexity, Poe. Yeah, Poe is one other one that is good. I think I should show Poe just in a moment. But Cloud is there. So if I click on it, and I think it will load. Okay, let me see if I can log in with my previous account and see if it will pull up. Which one is my Cloud now? Let me see which is my Cloud account. Okay, Timmy Afeluma Gmail. All right, so this is, I'm logging into my Cloud. Yeah, so you can see this is the teaching guide that what grade one weekly timetable that we just did. Let's see how it will show it. Okay, so of course the mobile app is going to be much more restricted in terms of what it can show. You see, this is how it shows it on the mobile app. This is how it shows it on the mobile app. Let's see the other one that is text-based. Okay, so yeah, so it works. You can start a new chat. You can attach video, photo. You can attach photo. You can also do file attachment. You can do that. You can also do picture attachment. You can do that. And then the beauty of it also is that you can do text to speech. So I can do this English. Write a lesson plan on mitosis. And I send it. And it's going to just generate the lesson plan. on mitosis. So again, that's the beauty of all right, internet error. Okay, so this is error message. Write a lesson. Oh, so it's not. There's an error, but yeah. So this is an example of. Okay, yeah, I'm out of. It says you're out of free message until 3 a.m. So the same restriction I have because I also log into this account. That's the same restriction I'm having. So the phone one works. You can download all the apps. So I have Copilot, I have ChatGPT, I have Perplexity, I have Poe. Magic AI also have an app, School AI. Let's just search for. I know that for sure Magic AI. Is it Magic AI or School AI? One of them have Magic School. All right, so you see Magic School has an app. No. Okay, Canva. Okay, Perplexity has. No, so let's see. School AI. School AI. Okay, so School AI chatbot. You have to be careful so that you don't download the wrong one. Okay, it doesn't have. Yeah, School AI doesn't have. I know for sure that Defeat and Brisk don't have. They don't have. Okay, so I said let me quickly show Poe. Poe is another good one. And the beauty of Poe is that it leverages a lot of different AIs, AI models. So, for example, I want to start a chat, a new chat. About it. So I want to start a new chat. I can select different kind of bots that I want. I can select whether I want the normal AI or I want Claude, ChatGPT, Llama. It has access to a lot of the apps, a lot of the chatbots, and I can choose which one I want. So I want to start a new chat. I can choose, I want ChatGPT 4.0 mini. I want Claude. I want, these are also popular AI generator. And one good thing also about Poe is a search engine, is an AI platform. One good thing also is that it has a community of developers, just like App Store. So they develop a lot of apps that you can leverage on. So, for example, this is a photo creator. So you can see different official bots, popular bots, featured bots. So all of this gives you users are creating different bots, leveraging on large language model to do specific things. The same thing on ChatGPT. They call ChatGPT. The Poe calls its own bots. ChatGPT calls its own GPT, and you can also search for. This is not the one I'm using. ChatGPT. See this one. So ChatGPT. I signed in. Let me open my Twitter. I said I was going to show something in the friend of mine created. Oh no, this is not right. Okay, let's log into this one. Okay, this is my data. Okay, so for ChatGPT, there's what is called Explore GPTs. So for some of you that has ChatGPT, you can go to Explore GPTs and you see other GPTs that people have created that are generic. So if I want to learn Python, this is one. You can search as many as possible. Somebody has asked for writing. You can check for PowerPoint presentation, ChatGPT, GPTs that people specifically created for PowerPoint. You can see Scholar GPT. There's also another one called Study GPT. There's research and analysis. So people created different GPTs, just like chatbots, like we see on School AI and others. These are now individuals creating their own and publishing it on ChatGPT. So math solver. So for example, you click on this one, you can uh, you can uh, you can start to chat with it, and this is all about mathematics. You want to solve maths, you put it there. So you can look for as many as you want. There's this one that my friend created that I wanted to show you. So I'll post the link for some of us can use it. It's okay. So this is for chat. It is GPT for IGCSE. I can you can see it brought me to ChatGPT and ICGSE GPT. This is James Abella that created it. So here you can chat with anything on IGCSE. The school he works at an IGCSE school. So he created a chatbot to teach people on IGCSE. People are creating these chatbots. One of the sessions that we would have in the coming days will also be on creating chatbots for yourself. Let me just give us some of the use cases. So, for example, you are in a school and you have a lot of documents. Let's start with parents. You have a lot of policies and everything that parents need to know, need to read, and all of that. What to bring to school, what is the requirement, and all of that. You can create a GPT or a chatbot that the resources it is pulling from are those your documents. You can publish it on your website or somewhere, and parents can now engage just as you are engaging with the chatbot. They can engage and say, okay, what is the policy on this? So you can have a parent session on a chatbot for them. Another use case could be professional development within your school, or maybe information about you have policies that teachers need to know, student handbook. You can create one chatbot for students that they can go and engage, because you have policies that are 20 pages, 50 pages, 100 pages. People don't read it. But if you provide an avenue for them to just, there's this thing I need to find out, you just go, what does the school policy say on this, so, and then the chatbot brings it out and they can engage and chat. I've seen a lot of schools use it. In fact, this is an example of one of the schools. Let me bring it up. One of my friends? His school created a chatbot. Where is it? Okay, so this is it. NISA NIS is a school in Hong Kong. NIS, student classroom. So you can. This is NIS. So they call it NISA. That's the name of their chatbot. I'm Lisa, and the AI chatbot represent Nigerian International School. I'm here to answer all your questions about AI in education and share how NIS integrates artificial intelligence. So all their policies on artificial intelligence, they fed it into a chatbot and then post it on their school website. And parents want to find out any information about chatbots, about their policies on AI, they just chat with the chatbot. I actually just played with it. So we would have a session in one of our tech webinar series where if you have a school, you have a technical guy, an IT guy, you can let them join and we will guide you through how to create such things. to augment for parent session, student session, staff session. So your professional development, you can pack all your, maybe you have a training at the beginning of the school year, you can put all of those resources in a chatbot and let your teacher engage. Policies also, like in my school, we have like 10 different policies. You put them together and teachers can go and parents can go and ask specific questions that tell us to what they want to know at that time, rather than opening up a 500 or 200 page document. These are some of the use cases. So we have a session coming up on specifically these creating chatbots that is public facing and also internal, so that you can use them to augment school information and all of that. Let me just go back to questions if we do have those questions. Sorry, oh, sorry, I wasn't sharing my screen anymore. Okay. All right, I'll stop sharing my phone screen. Okay, Claude has missing music. Okay, that's fine. And when we add a break time to the table, yes, you can add a break time. You can say a break time. You can tell it there's a break between 2 o'clock to 11:30 to 2:30. That's a break, and then it will not put time for it. How can we get a complete video of the presentation after the session? Yeah, you get a video. We'll post it on Facebook, YouTube. But if you have not joined the community, please join the community. Can any of the team post the TETC2 community link so that people can join? It is TETC1 is full. Every information you see on one, you'll find on two. We're trying to see whether we would also move everybody to Telegram so that we have a bigger community, but we can always do that later on. Yeah, you can write a book using AI. You can write a book. In fact, there's one that I don't have the time, but you can check. I call it Notebook LM. I think I demoed this last time. Notebook LM is very good for research and for if you are writing a book, you're gathering your thoughts, gathering resources together, you can pull them all into Notebook LM and begin to synthesize them together. It's really very good. Let me give you an example. When I was preparing for the conference, I used Notebook LM. Okay, so not this one. It's free. It's by Google. They are still working on it. So Notebook LM allows you pull all your resources together, and you don't have to worry about sources because you are the one that have gone to verify your source. You've selected the documents that you want, the resources that you want, the links that you want, and everything. You have verified them. Then you put them all here in Notebook LM. You import them by, you can add resources. Where's am I looking at something else? You can add resources here. You see, you can add a drive, PDF, text, copy, web URL, and all of that. And then as you begin to engage, this AI will not search for anything outside the materials that you have given to it. And so you can begin to engage it and say, okay, give me a notebook guide on all of this. It provides you a guide. It can provide you a summary, a study guide, a table of content, a briefing doc on all the materials that you fed into it. And then when you don't want it to reference anyone, you just uncheck it. So for this, you know that your sources are true. You've verified your sources. And so for writers, researchers, university students, lecturers, this is a good tool where you already gathered, you want to write literature review, for example, on your project, and you have all your sources, links, videos, links, documents, all of that. You can pull them all here and begin to synthesize them and produce yourself a detailed information. So for book writers, this might be a good thing for you to also look into. So you would always, and you can chat directly with it based, whatever information it gives you, it will be based on the sources that you have selected for it. It will not look outside. And you can tell it to create PowerPoint presentation options for you. It will do that. You can tell it to say, for example, let's say this is new notes, presentation ideas. This is for the conference. When I was preparing for it, these are presentation ideas. I got all my sources, synthesizes all the information I need. I asked it to present it, make presentation idea, and then I copied this and paste it in bricks and say create a PowerPoint presentation based on this, and it created the PowerPoint presentation. I moved it into Canva and changed the format as I want, and that was the presentation that we used during the conference. So Notebook LM is also very useful for such purposes. If you are a researcher and you are wondering about how you would. Okay, so the sharing the videos will be shared. That will be a problem. So we say no, sir. No, I don't know. When will the certificate be ready? Good job. Don't worry, I'll let you know. I don't know what's the question that we are saying no, sir, to. Is it showing now? Yes. 10:45. Yes, I can. Okay, sorry, that was me. How can one infuse these AI tools in cases where the school strictly uses pen and paper? So, like I said, there are three categories of schools in Nigeria. Those that have access, either because the parents are rich enough and those are highbrow schools, the school provide the devices. Then there's the middle class school, although middle class is completely eroded now. There's the middle class where students go, the school doesn't provide those technologies, but the students have access to it at home. Then there are schools that is pure pen and paper. For schools that are pure pen and paper, the only thing you can do is to use this tool to prepare yourself and to ease your own work. So you still submit your lesson plan by paper and by pen, but you have something that helps you quickly generate them and you can copy and write them down and submit. That's about the only way. So you use your phone, even if you don't have a laptop, you use your phone. You see, they're giving you your lesson outline or whatever you're teaching on the paper. You use your phone and type it and get all the materials, and then you copy it and write. That at least eases your work. But if you have school devices and your student have device, then you can go further in the hierarchy or in the level of leveraging AI. How can one how do I get to using the Magic School AI? Just go on. You can watch on the chat on the group. I posted videos on how to sign up. It's easy. Just go to schoolai.com and click on sign in. Provide your user and email and password, and that's it. You are ready to go. How can a public school teacher that most of our learning don't have access to a computer have them benefit from AI? For the student, the only option is for them to use devices at home if the school doesn't have. And if they don't have at home, then the way you can help them is by preparing yourself and helping yourself, equipping yourself with the right tool so that you can deliver a better pedagogy to do classes to them. Does the Notebook LM edit books for you? In terms of book editing, what it can do is you provide your source. It can only work on the source that you provide. It's not as if it will edit the original source. But for example, you have a section that you want to be edited. You can copy that section out and put it in a note and tell it to rewrite that section. So that's possible. So for example, I can start a new chart and say, and type here and copy and paste let's say, okay, let me just give an example. This is one source. I can say, I copy this. Let's say this is my book. I can copy this part of it and then copy it and paste it in the chat and say, please rephrase or rewrite the following. It will tell me I didn't post anything. So I ask it to rewrite. So Here is a rewritten response to your request. So it's rewriting it. And then another good thing it's doing is providing you with reference to where it picked those information from. As it is rewriting it, you can see 1, 2, 3. If you put your cursor over it, it tells you exactly where in my source I'm getting this from. So although I'm rewriting it, but this is where I'm picking it from. That is why this is really very good for researchers, in that you provided all the content and all of that, but it's also, once it's redefining and rewriting, it's helping you reference those things so that you can adequately do your referencing, that this part is taken from this part is taken from this. So all of this first paragraph, it is synthesizing everything from these 3 or 4 or 5 sources. And that's the power of this. So if you have your book, you dump your book inside and you want to rewrite a part of it, you copy that part, ask it to rewrite it. Then later on, you paste it in the original one that is outside LLM and continue to edit your stuff from there. All right. Yeah. It's kind of interesting. Okay. Which of these AI tools can be used to write good conference paper? Every one of them can. It depends on what you want and how you go about it. You must, again, for papers, you can use Google. For papers, actually, make sure you use one that allows you reference. But much more, make sure you use one that you yourself have curated your sources so that you're sure I'm getting this from the right source. Because one of the early challenge of AI, generative AI, is what is called hallucination, in that it just cook up responses. And even some of them provide references that if you go to check, it will be a problem. But a lot of them have fixed that. But again, it is not compared to when you yourself have gone to get those sources yourself and you put them in Notebook LM or in any of the platform that you've shown today, where you can upload your file and then engage based on those files. EduAid is good. I think I have an account on it. It's not just very user-friendly. I didn't find it user-friendly at all. But again, all of those platforms do approximately the same thing.